Okay.
You're talking about the collection, and I love the name Bhinneka, yeah, and that whole thing of diversity from the Indonesian state motto, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. Brilliant, yeah, it's a beautiful thing to have, and that's what I loved about Indonesia, the diversity of it. And for you, actually, Kelly, I guess coming back to Indonesia, what you were in your early 20s or just turning 20, maybe. I don't want to I can't remember exactly, but coming back after being years away, and now, what has that process been like in a sense of like getting to know Indonesia again in a way, right?
I mean, for sure, I've always missed home. So I've left Indonesia since I was 14 because during that time, it was the big riot during the Soeharto time. So that was the thing why I was kind of forced to leave.
Mhm.
I'm actually our whole family we kind of left during that time because
Yeah,
we
it was
were
a
feeling,
difficult. I
yeah,
remember that those whole days in May. That was, we had to stay in the office, right? Because everything was kind of burning in where we were. But go on.
yeah. So like World War III, I think, So it's like it was pretty scary times at that time. So I mean, on top of me leaving since I was 14 until up to like around my I think 24, I think, or 25 when I came back to Indonesia. I've always missed home. Indonesia will always be my home. I'm Indonesian, and the one thing that was kind of hard for me was coming back in a very different culture because I've been growing up abroad, right? So even coming back, like my Indonesian was actually not that good.
Hmm.
So when I speak with people, or even when I'm like in an interview or anything like that, I had a bit of a hard time speaking or expressing myself in the way that I wanted. That is the one thing. And then, but secondly, I mean, of course, because Indonesia, the people are all very friendly. I mean, I still have friends from like back when I was in high school and stuff. So I mean, like when I was 14, and I also, get to meet other people as well quite easily, and especially with my line of work, I also meet and network with a lot of people as well. So that was not that hard at that time. But I mean, getting used to it as well, like even the first thing, like I can't take like a bus here in Jakarta or like an MRT. This is way before like there's the MRT
Mm.
here and stuff, right? So like I would be scared taking taxis in Indonesia because of what happened what I've experienced
Yeah.
before. Like you may just get kidnapped or like robbed or anything like that. That was pretty hard. Um, then again, of course, I miss the food, so that was pretty easy because I'll just be eating all bakso and like mpe and all this kind of stuff. That is
Apong.
the one thing that I miss.
Bakso apong, yeah.
Bakso apple, yeah. Rawon, soto ayam, and
Yeah,
all that.
oh,
I kind of miss
rawon.
all that food. So
Kluwak. There's nothing like the kluwak, the black thing, huh? It's so good.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But but you talk about that, but I love the fact that you always emphasize I think you also came back at the right time in Indonesia, right? When there was this, openness. You became the face of that
mm,
fashion and food festival that we had. That was quite a pioneer in Kelapa Gading, and
yeah,
then
yeah,
you came back at the right time, and
yeah.
that was great. I think, yeah, and
But I think I'm also quite thankful, or maybe pretty lucky at the time that I probably got back at the right time because
mm,
also I was establishing my career as a model back in London, back in Milan and Singapore, Hong Kong, and everywhere else in the world, which also lead me to, in a way, an easier career in Indonesia because people already kind of knew me that I was modeling all around the world as an international model. So that also kind of helped me to pick up like jobs.
sure,
And then I was just so busy at the time. Everybody was just booking me. Like every day was just like something going
mm,
on. So
mm,
that I was actually quite thankful that I came at the right time as well.
sure,
So yeah. So
okay. Yeah, and I think that I do look. I always love the fact that I mentioned an interview off camera, but to you about an interview you'd done in Singapore where you talked about being part of Asia's Next Top Model and representing Indonesia. Yeah, so there's the whole thing about Indonesianness, whether you've lived abroad or whatever, but you're Indonesian, right? That's the thing, and that's what unites it in that. Anyway,
Yeah.